Attention passionate Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news alright. Raiders fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing offseason stories in the AFC West, and honestly, in the entire NFL. We're not just talking about some minor roster move. No, this is about a potential game changer that could redefine the Raiders' future, their strategy, and maybe even their chances at another Super Bowl. Now, I know what you're thinking. What could possibly shake the division so much? Well, it's all about that tight end position, and more specifically, about Michael Mayer, the young talent out of Notre Dame, who's been on the radar since he was drafted in the second round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Mayer, coming out of college, was hailed as the top tight end prospect in his class, a player with size, hands, and athleticism that could make him a reliable target for any quarterback. The Raiders, in their rebuild mode, saw promise in him, and they believed he could be a foundational piece for their future. But the reality has been a bit different so far. Now, don't get me wrong, he showed flashes of brilliance in his rookie season. There were moments where he looked like he could develop into a true weapon in the passing game, a red zone threat who could help take the offense to the next level. But overall, his integration into the Raiders' scheme hasn't quite clicked yet, and with the team making moves and adjustments, it seems clear that his future in Las Vegas might be more limited than many initially thought. And that's where the rumors start swirling. According to reports and folks, these aren't just idle speculations. The Raiders are highly likely to trade Michael Mayer before the 2025 season kicks off. Now, I know some of you might be surprised, but honestly, it's not a shocker. It's a classic case of team building and roster management. The Raiders are in a unique position. They need to maximize their draft capital and future assets, especially with a roster that's still evolving and trying to find its identity. Trading Mayer could be a smart move if they get fair value in return, whether that's a future pick, some cap relief, or even a player who better fits their immediate needs. Let's talk about the why. The Raiders, as we all know, have been trying to piece together an explosive offense, and they've invested heavily in their weapons. They've brought in new receivers, a revamped offensive line, and they've been experimenting with different quarterback options, all in the pursuit of that elusive consistency and big play capability. But the tight end position, while important, has often been a bit of a question mark. They drafted Mayer with high hopes, but he's yet to become the focal point of the passing attack. Instead, they've been experimenting with other options, and this season, it became even clearer when they drafted Brock Bowers in the 2024 NFL Draft. Bowers, a dynamic playmaker from Georgia, has burst onto the scene with explosive plays and a knack for making tough catches in tight coverage. His presence has certainly complicated Mayer's role, and it's made the Raiders' decision to move on from Mayer more logical. Now, I want to pause here for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. When we look at the current roster composition, it's pretty clear that Mayer's spot isn't as secure as many initially thought. Brock Bowers is already making waves, and the coaching staff seems to prefer him in key situations. Plus, the Raiders are always looking to build for the future, and trading Mayer could fetch them some valuable draft picks, either in this upcoming draft or in future ones, that can help them fortify other areas of the team. It's a strategic move, and one that could pay dividends down the line. Remember, in the NFL, the tight end position is evolving. It's no longer just about blocking and red zone catches. It's about versatility, speed, and mismatches, and the Raiders might see more immediate value in a different kind of player. But let's be real, Mayer isn't just any player. If he hits the right situation, he could still develop into something special. So, which teams might be interested in acquiring him? Well, the first that comes to mind is the Kansas City Chiefs. You know Patrick Mahomes well. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's always looking for reliable targets. And with Travis Kelce approaching the twilight of his career, the Chiefs are in dire need of that next tight end star. Kelce had a tough year last season, and even though he's still a force, the team is clearly planning for the future. Mayer, with his size, hands, and potential, could be the perfect fit to step in and help Mahomes keep that high-powered offense humming. The Chiefs, as an organization, are known for their skill in finding and developing talent, so don't be surprised if they make a run at Mayer before the next season. And let's not forget the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert is still one of the league's top quarterbacks, but his weapons have often been inconsistent or lacking that true star at tight end. The Chargers have some pieces, like Ladd McConkey, who's shown flashes, and veteran Mike Williams, who's been a reliable target when healthy, but they're missing that elite tight end who can be a consistent safety valve. Mayer, with his good size, route running, and hands, could be exactly what Herbert needs to elevate the passing game even further. The Chargers have always been aggressive in shaping their roster, and a young, talented tight end like Mayer could fit perfectly into their plans for future success. Now, while all of this might seem speculative, the NFL offseason is a game of chess, and moves like these are often strategic and well-timed. The Raiders, by potentially trading Mayer, aren't just doing it for cap space or draft picks, they're also making a statement. They're positioning themselves to be more flexible, more dynamic, and ready to pounce on other targets or draft prospects who can be immediate difference makers. It's about building a team that can contend not just for 1 year, but for multiple seasons. The AFC West, as you well know, is incredibly competitive. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos are all making moves, and the Raiders need to keep pace or even get ahead. Trading a young player like Mayer might seem like a gamble, but in the long run, it could be a calculated risk that pays off. And speaking of the division, let's put this into perspective. The Chiefs, with Mahomes and Kelce, still look like the team to beat. There's no denying that. But if Mayer finds himself in a system that truly harnesses his potential, he could become a real thorn in the side of Kansas City. Imagine him lining up either as a traditional tight end or split out wide, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to adjust. That's the kind of weapon the Raiders would love to have, especially if they're trying to take some pressure off their other offensive stars. Meanwhile, the Chargers, always lurking, could see Mayer as a piece that pushes them over the edge. With Herbert's arm and a deep receiving core, adding a dependable tight end could turn their offense into one of the most versatile in the league. It's about finding those little edges, and a talented young tight end with the right situation could be that missing piece. Now back to the Raiders. As much as fans might be attached to Mayer's potential, the reality is that roster management is a ruthless game. Sometimes, you have to make tough decisions to build a better future. The team has been making smart moves, like drafting Bowers, signing solid veterans, and trying to shape a cohesive unit that can compete at the highest level. Moving on from Mayer might be part of that plan, and if it results in acquiring valuable assets, it's a move worth considering. And as we look ahead to the 2024 season, all eyes will be on the Raiders' offensive scheme and how they adapt without Mayer. Will they replace him with someone else? Will they rely more on their other weapons? Or will this trade open up opportunities for young players to step up? That's what makes this offseason so fascinating. The Raiders are in a competitive window, and every move they make now could influence their playoff chances and their quest for Super Bowl glory. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders. Do you think trading Mayer is the right move? Or do you believe he still has a bright future with the team? Remember, this offseason is full of surprises, and the Raiders are always in the mix for something exciting. So stay tuned, because I'll be back soon with even more updates, analysis, and insider info about your favorite team. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the passion alive. Go Raiders!